Hello and welcome to the Riot Radio on-air host training video. My name is Evan Halbert and I'm the volunteer coordinator with Riot Radio. During this video, I'll be discussing what is expected of you as a volunteer. We'll talk about script writing, research, mic placement, tech cues, guests, and graphics. This video is meant to be a resource to prepare you for your time hosting with Riot Radio and can be referenced as needed. I'll start with what is expected of you as an on-air host with Riot Radio. You'll be creating a script for your podcast every week. These scripts are to be sent to all Riot Radio staff before 8 a.m. of your scheduled show day. As an example, if you have an episode on Wednesday at 11 a.m., your script needs to be sent before 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. Our schedule allows for shows to be, at maximum, 55 minutes in length. You should have enough content to cover 30 to 55 minutes. Finally, all volunteers are to read and sign the Volunteer Code of Conduct and Contract before their first show. This is an e-document that will be emailed to you in the form of a link. Next, we'll talk about script writing. You'll be provided a script template for when it's time to write your script. We'll go through each section of the script template bit by bit, so that way you know what each section is for and why. Let's start with the front page of the script. The top box should be filled in with your podcast name, episode title, and the host of the episode. In the next section, fill in the social media of your episode so that the station can tag you on social media. This section is also where you list your guests and their social media for the same reason. If you want us to post something specific for your episode, you can write it here. The song list is one of the most important parts of the script. This is where you list all of the music that will play during the episode and in what order they will play. Music must be clean or have a radio edit. If you have video clips or images, you can list them here as well. The next page contains all of the content that you'll be talking about throughout your show. Your content should be written in point form and used as a guide during your show rather than reading off your script. The track boxes are where your music breaks go. They must match the first page track list in order. We have given you sample text for your intros and outros. All you have to do is fill in the blanks for your podcast name, your name, and other generic text. You should be saying your intros and outros as they are written. And the thing that you should remember is that you're beginning your episode segments with welcoming your audience and ending your segments with onriotradio.ca. That way, your technicians can confirm that you finished your segment and we can mute your microphone and go to break. Everything else after that is rinse and repeat. When doing research for your show, the most important thing is that your information is up to date. You don't want to reference an event that's happened in the past or hasn't happened at all as if it's current information. It's also important to reference where you got your information from and to quote it directly. This is one of the times where you may read from your script. You should also learn how to pronounce all names and words correctly before you go on air. Next, we'll talk about mic placement. Riot Radio uses Shure SM7B microphones. These microphones are highly regarded and has become incredibly versatile in its studio use. When positioning yourself to these microphones, you should be 1 to 6 inches away from the microphone and square yourself with the front of it. Remember to breathe and sit upright with good posture to allow for better airflow and clarity when speaking. Next, we'll move on to our technician's cues. While you're hosting, you don't need to worry about muting your microphone. The Riot Radio technicians will do that for you and let you know when you're going live. You will be given a 1-minute warning before going live. This is just a verbal 1 minute. At 30 seconds, you will receive a 30-second warning, which is once again a verbal 30-second warning, and the studio speakers will be turned off if they're on. At 10 seconds, we will count you into your segment, starting at 10 and counting to 1. At 5 seconds, your microphone will be unmuted, and at 1, we will point, letting you know that you may begin your segment. Next, we'll talk about guests. As a host, you're allowed to have guests on your podcast. It's important to remember that your guests follow the same rules that you do. You can't swear, and music guests need to provide clean music for performances. While hosting a show with a guest or another co-host, it's important not to talk over each other or cut each other off during a segment. It's very common to stray off topic when you have a guest that is a friend or someone you've known for a long time. Just remember, as the host, it's your job to stay on topic. Finally, we'll talk about graphics. You'll be asked to provide a graphic for your podcast. This is meant to be the main branding, and it doesn't need to be complicated. It can be as simple as you would like it to be. The sizing should be 1920 by 1080 or standard definition size, and should be completed before your first show. And that's everything you need to know to be an on-air host with Riot Radio. If you have any questions, you can email me at evan.halbert@durhamcollege.ca.